There you have it, folks. That's what it is like birthing children, like pooping. Pretty much. Hi everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing good today. Thank you for stopping by. Today is gonna be so much fun because I got my mom. I am here with my sister-in-law, Miss Emily. She's super fun and super cool and silly and goofy, and we all love her so much. She is a mom of one boy so far. His name is Henny, and he's 2, right? Mm-hmm. 2.
Move back. Move back. Oh no, back!
And she's got a little baby on the way, due.
Yeah.
Like, what's the due date?
In like 30 days.
30 days, oh my gosh, like a month away, so like any day now. So we are going to be answering some questions for you guys, some mom related questions. So Q&A day, so we're gonna have some fun. Let's get to it. You ready? You ready? All right, let's do it. So here's question 1. How old were you when you had your first child? You can go first.
What was I? 22? No. Was I?
I was thinking that.
Yeah, I was 22. Yeah.
That's so funny. So we both had a child the same year. That's right, because Desmond was born in April.
Yeah.
Henny was born in December. Yeah. And I was 32.
Oh, really?
Yes!
10 years apart, baby.
10 years apart. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that. That's nuts. Okay, so the next question. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months?
This pregnancy?
I mean, they're so different, right?
Yeah.
They're different.
Like, Henny's was definitely just like, if I ate something, I'd maybe puke it out.
Oh, God.
It wasn't like morning sickness.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, you're going to throw up now. Like, that's probably the hardest thing. This pregnancy, it's just like trying to keep up with a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
Yeah. And keeping a house clean.
Yeah.
All the time. And just not having my energy. I think that's the hardest part about pregnancy.
Yeah.
Is just not having energy
Yeah.
that you know you have, but you have a parasite in you that's sucking the life out of you.
That's a good like analogy of thinking about our little fetus babies.
I know. I told Nick, I'm like, I have a parasite and I have a leech. Like, I love them, but like, I'm like drained at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And going pee every single hour on the hour at nighttime.
Yeah. I would have to agree with a lot of that. I think, like, for my first pregnancy, I was like, I don't even feel pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine. Like, I just had a bump. Like, I gained, like, a ton of weight. So, like, I don't even really have anything to complain about that. I think the only thing was, like, the food aversions. Like, I love coffee, but I just hated it. And which, I know you're not supposed to drink a lot of coffee. But, yeah, it was, like, ugh. Like, I would throw up. And I remember because I just got an espresso machine for my birthday or something. And, like, I tried making like a espresso or whatever, and it just was like heinous. And then I was like, I'm never making one again. So like now, like I still don't like making them. Yeah, like I can drink espresso, but like the thought of using the little K cups and like I don't know the process of it because I know like I just didn't. It was just gross. So I think that was the main thing for me. Funny. But no, and then for Gabriel, my second, like it was more like I definitely felt more pregnant. I think I just felt like more out of breath. I think like especially during the later stages of the pregnancy, so that stunk. But you're right, juggling like being pregnant and like running around after a toddler, that was hard because our kids, they're gonna like mine are close in age and then yours are gonna be pretty close in age too. So I think we can relate in that regard. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? I'll start, I think, because this just popped in my head. I think for me, it was getting compliments from, like, random people. They'd be like, oh, you look like you're glowing, and, like, maybe they're just being nice, but I'm like, you look great, you look amazing, like, you know, like, you don't even look, so, like, I was like, oh, you guys, like, to me, I was like, that's, like, I don't know, I liked getting the compliments, especially from, like, people I didn't know or whatever, like, we're just like, oh, you look great, and, like, thanks, because of course, regardless of how big you are, you feel like a whale or whatever, you know, but anyway, I think that was, for me, like, a nice thing.
I don't know, I thoroughly enjoy, like, the concept of knowing that I'm, like, creating a person.
Aw, that's so deep.
I know.
I like that.
But like that's probably
true.
My favorite part is just being like, okay, what's it gonna look like? Or like, who's it gonna be? You know?
Yeah.
Or just the concept that my body can do it. Like I'm doing I'm literally making a human.
Right.
And then I feel it kick and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
so special. Yeah, and like the anticipation of meeting a brand new like human being like that you're birthing into the world.
But I
Like,
haven't
that's
gone
so
out
cool.
a lot, you know, because
You what?
COVID, so
You
I
haven't
don't
gone
get
out.
compliments.
You never get right. You got like
I got to settle.
imaginary friends like popping up. Oh,
Asking my 2-year-old, do I look skinny today?
Yeah.
No.
How was your mom? Okay, in your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? Oh, yeah, I mean, how do you answer this? Because, like, I feel like when I was pregnant, I almost was, like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, I don't even want to know people's stories and, like that type of thing. Like, I just, like, don't. And, like, we didn't even go to classes, really. Like, we didn't
want to know?
We didn't really want to. We're just, like, be prepared for anything, have, like, a plan, work with, because I worked with a midwife, and, like, they're pretty chill and relaxed and stuff, and, like, know what you know, learn what you need to know, but like don't be like going into everyone's stories and that type of thing. So I kind of, you know, I feel like
you go down a deep hole.
Right, because like yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like I think for me, like it was what it was. Like for me giving birth, like that was my story, and like I'm sticking to that. So like I didn't pull in other people's thoughts and opinions and stuff, if that makes any sense. So like it really wasn't different than anything. It wasn't worse than because I didn't have like a standard. I don't know if that makes any sense. So anyway, you could probably answer this better than me.
I mean, I researched a lot, but it was probably not great.
Yeah, not good stuff. Like,
well, it was just like, you know, if you Google YouTube stuff,
yeah,
then it's like there's really positive things and then there's really negative things.
Right.
And like me and Nick, you know, we're alone. We didn't have anybody. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we went to like one class. What are those called? What are those classes
Like
called?
just like birthing class or something?
Lamaze.
Oh, Lamaze, yeah.
Lamaze. So we took that. It did not help. I mean, the only thing that really did help was them being like breathing, you know?
You're big on breathing, which is important.
Which is like
But-
kind of like a no,
Right.
like a no shit thing. So, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily like recommend going to a Lamaze class, but it was definitely something to do with a partner
Yeah.
and a pregnancy. So it was kind of like nice. Going off of everybody else's labor story, mine was completely different, and I think that's what's hard about labor is everybody's is completely different.
Right.
So I don't know. It was kind of like we had no idea what the fuck we were doing. So like once you're in it, I didn't think about anybody else's story other than like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I'm having a baby. When do I go to the hospital? Like that.
Yeah. Like what? And then you just go with it. Like you just
So,
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a weird question. I don't even think. I don't know.
Yeah.
You do you, and like just be as prepared as you can be. Like try to like be like have wisdom and you know. But like I don't know.
If we could relate to anything, like we all went through it.
Right. Exactly.
So like, hey.
There we go. That's like a perfect way to like segue into the next question. That's the answer right there. Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it?
Because we were having conversations.
Yeah, I know. We were like
today.
literally just talking about this. So you go first.
Yeah, so like for my first one, for Henny, I definitely would have tried to keep going on the natural route, but I didn't have people there pushing me because I did 49 hours of it naturally, and it was to the point where I was like, I have no idea what's going on with my body. I wasn't opening. I was stuck at a 7 for 2 hours. So I wish I would have had somebody there to be like, hey, let's just try different things. Let's do this for like 30 minutes. Let's do this for 30 minutes. So I think, you know, maybe it was like just like a naval hospital and they were like, hey, let's just give her an epidural. Let's get her done and over with. So if I were to redo it, I would have rather had my doctor know that I wanted to be pushed a little bit harder than what I was. So yeah.
To not get an epidural, like to stay natural.
Yeah, to just
and, like,
keep trying different things because
Yeah.
they didn't really help
positions
me.
and stuff.
They didn't give me a lot of positions to do.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, here's a peanut,
Right.
do that, or like whatever. Like they weren't very like, okay, let's do this. This is what we're gonna do. Like they were like in and out,
Yeah.
super nice, but they weren't like helpful
Yeah,
to
right.
what I wanted.
Yeah.
And like Nick was just like, you're in pain. I don't know what to do. And I was like, give me a epidural.
Yeah.
So if I were to change it, which I'm going to change it this time, just keep doing it because I think I had way more in me than what I thought. looking back.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good. Yeah, I hope that's the case.
I don't know.
I'm excited for you. You can do it.
And I keep like telling myself at night, I'm like, you're gonna do it. Trust your body.
Yeah,
You can do it.
you can do it.
Like,
yeah.
God gave you all the things to do it. You can do it.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
with Henny, I think I was a little bit more apprehensive and more leaning
Mhm.
towards like, you're probably gonna get an epidural.
Yeah.
So I think my mindset was already like, labor's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just get the epidural.
Right.
Where this time I'm like, do the hard work. God gave you the body. God
Okay.
gave you all the tools. So do it.
Right.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
if I do get an epidural, that's okay. But like,
Right. Yeah. Be open to everything,
but like, do it.
but right. Just try to like
Do it, get it done.
Yeah. Right. Like you're. Yeah. So. Yeah. No,
Would
that's
you?
good.
Because you have pretty.
I'm not gonna
Great
lie.
experiences.
I feel bad. Like I'm like. On the other hand, yeah, no. I mean, again, they're just so different. We're all different and everything, which is funny. And like, I'm so much older than you, so it's like you'd think it'd be like opposite. Like I would have a harder time or whatever the you know,
Oh,
it'd just like
yeah.
be. I don't know. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm an old hag. No, just kidding. Anyway, but no. I mean, like, thank the Lord. Like, I didn't have any interventions. Like, my goal was to have natural birth, and I planned to have them in like in the tub in water. But I was open, like, again, I was open to whatever just to get the baby safely out and me be safe and healthy and everything. But I really wouldn't change it for anything. I mean, like, it all happened so fast. Like, I wasn't in labor super long. I didn't have to, you know, the contractions, that part, like, I didn't have to push a ton. Like, you know, like, it just, I'm so thankful that I experienced what I
Your
experienced.
body
and
was ready for it.
I was just ready for it. I waited so long that my body's just like,
Finally, Sarah!
my muscles are like weakened. They're just like my babies come out like a giant shit or something. That's terrible. Anyway, so yeah, so I wouldn't change anything to answer the question.
Did you
Okay.
shit on the table? I shit my son.
I didn't shit poop. I shit my baby. That's what it felt like. Okay, so what would be your advice for someone who's about to have a baby? Honestly, I mean, I think I already said this. Like, have a plan, but be open to anything and everything that's possible. You know, and kind of like you were alluding to, like, try to achieve the goal. Like, if you want to go natural, try as best you can, but no, like, be open to, like,
It's okay.
it's okay to do other things, to have an epidural, whatever the case is, just have a safe delivery and all of that. So
No
that's it.
expectations. I'd say
That's it.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
No
don't
expectations.
put-
Exactly. I like that.
I would like. I don't want to say like don't put a label on it, but like
Yeah.
don't put a label on it.
Right.
Like don't tell. Like me, I'm gonna tell myself, all right. Obviously, you're gonna do a natural childbirth, but I'm only doing that because I want to make sure my mind is in that mode.
Right.
But yet, again, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like this childbirth could be completely different. So I think when I say like open-minded, it's just being like your labor could be so many different things. You go in there doing it naturally, and then all of a sudden your baby freaks out. You gotta get a C-section. I don't know.
True that.
You know?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So I like that. No expectations. No
Yeah.
expectations.
I think I wish I would have had more family by us to have more input.
Oh, right. Yeah,
To,
because
like-
you guys live in a state. Yeah. Right.
So if I would say to like any expecting mother, don't ask around to like YouTube or like internet,
Yeah.
but like family, friends,
Right. Yeah.
and then just be like, oh, your story is that, your story is that.
Right.
Okay, I kind of get a feel for it, and then you know you have support.
Right. That's good to have like a good community around you of like
Yeah.
moms and stuff that have done it before and
Yeah.
can support you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great piece of advice actually. What has been the hardest thing about being a mom? The whining. No, we were just talking about that. I was saying that the
Potty
hard
training.
Oh, you're in that, yeah.
Oh no, I would say for me it's the night, the sleeping.
Oh,
That's-
absolutely.
I mean, for me, my child never freaking
Yeah.
sleeps. He's like the most horrible sleeping child. I'm not even joking you. I've tried
I
sleep
believe it.
training and it just doesn't work. Even
Yeah.
when he's sleeping with us, he wakes up. He's like a newborn baby. But being a mom, that's the hardest thing for me.
Yeah.
I can do everything else, just not the sleep.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I mean the sleep that does stink, but like you kind of it's sad. Like you kind of get used to it, sort of. So like you could literally like be like functioning on like 2 hours of sleep and somehow do it. I don't
Yeah.
know. So it's amazing. So it's like,
Yeah.
but it still stinks. Like it sucks absolutely. Anyway, I think like, and that not just being a mom, but like being a parent in general. I think like just once you have a baby, like 100%, 110% of your focus is away from you and on the child. So like every single day of your life, you have to focus on another human being. You know what I mean? Like it's not about you. Like you put yourself last and then you focus on this human being, which is hard, right? I mean, it's rewarding at the same time, but I'm not gonna lie. It's like, it's hard to do. It's a big transition.
Mm-hmm.
And I love being a mom, absolutely. I think all moms will say that. You know,
this
like,
is the hardest part.
But right?
We put our kids so in front of us where we're like, if we like bitch a little bit, we're like,
Right,
yeah,
no,
but we love them, we love them, we love them. Like, we have to like give ourselves like,
Right.
or other people validation that we're like, no,
But I
but
love it, yeah.
they're good. They're my life.
Right.
Like I know, girl.
Yeah.
I know they're your life.
Right,
But we also going crazy.
Right. We're losing our minds. We're losing our minds. Our hair's falling out. Like, we can't even shower. And yeah, no, it's hard. It is. Not gonna lie. It's hard.
There's a
And that's
lot-
okay. It's okay to not, like that part of it. Like, your emotions are valid and it's okay. That's all
Yeah.
good.
Knowing what's right and what's wrong for your kid. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like-
Navigating that.
like, I feel like I'm constantly being like, is this the right thing for Henrik?
Yeah.
Is this gonna affect him, like, in his subconscious?
Right.
Like, he's gonna hold everything that we put in front of him.
Yeah.
So, like, what's good, what's not?
That's so true.
Or, like, not comparing yourself to other moms. Or, like,
Oh,
comparing your
gosh,
kids
yeah.
to other kids.
Right.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
a trickle effect where you're like, there is a lot of hard things about being a mom.
Yeah. But it doesn't, the thing you gotta remember is, like, your kids were, like, given to you to be their mom. Like,
Right.
no matter how you think of it, it's like...
They chose me.
They chose me.
They chose
right.
you.
Okay, yeah. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom?
Being a mom.
Being a mom. I think we kind of alluded to that. Just being a
Boom.
mom. It's, like, the best job in the world. I shouldn't say it like that, because it's not a job, but it's, like...
The love you get.
The love you get. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it. The love your little kids, like, looking up in your eyes, like...
I always thought, like,
Unconditional love.
I was always like, when like I married Nick, I was like, I'm always gonna put him first and stuff. But then, like, once you have your babies, I'm just like, this thing is my
true.
whole
Yeah.
world. Like,
Right.
would I say to you or my kids? I'd say my freaking
Right.
kids.
Sorry, you're done. Absolutely. You were no, isn't it amazing to think that? I thought of that too. Like, if there was a life and or death situation, I would sacrifice myself over my kids. Like, it's crazy that your brain goes that way. Like, you go that
Yeah.
way. Yeah, your kids are the most rewarding thing about being a mom. I don't even know if that's the right answer.
Yeah.
It's,
It
yeah,
makes me
amazing.
think that the Lord up above is a woman because they let me, or she, he, whatever,
Yeah.
God let me know what creating feels like.
Right,
that
exactly.
love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was thinking about that in church one day. I was like, holy shit, I don't think this is a punishment.
No.
Like, because some people think, like, God gives you it, like, gave women
Oh, right.
being pregnant as, like, a
It's
punishment.
the
whatever.
the pain in birth
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
punishment. Yeah.
But I'm like, in a way, though, God gave you it because you get to feel the amount of love God has for you
Right, exactly.
and for everyone. You know?
It's an unconditional love.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you forgive your kid for whatever.
Yeah,
You're always there.
that's the
I don't
reality.
know. It's like a very deep, dense feeling. I don't know.
right.
I don't know.
It's spiritual. It's like deep. Yeah.
You only get
Absolutely.
a few soulmates, and your kids are one of those.
Yeah, I agree with that. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? I think that I could do it for me. Like, I honestly never thought I would. I'm like, I'm never gonna be a mom. Like, I can't picture myself being a mom.
Really?
Like, and doing it. And like being a mom, like taking care of kids, like driving around, like all the things about being a mom. Like, I just never picture myself being able to do it. I don't know, it's weird. It's so weird. So I'm actually in it, I'm doing it. Like, whoa, cool. Like,
Really?
I'm successful, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Like, that I could actually do it.
Yeah.
And
You're a
be
good mom.
successful. Thank you. You're a good
I
mom,
keep
too.
having heartburn. So
Well,
I'm
you have a
really
good
sorry.
excuse. You have a good excuse. You can do it all you want. This is the real deal. I think I was just surprised that I could actually do it. I don't know.
You seem like you were like always wanting to be a mom.
Oh, no, I mean,
I feel like you were just like set up to be a mom.
oh, I guess that's cool. I never,
Cool.
I just never,
I'm
yeah,
pulling it off.
yeah. I feel like it's just like one day you're not a mom, and then the next day you are, and like, and it just happens.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I'm like, oh, surprise! Like, I can do it. Okay, anyway, you answer it now. Like that you.
I
Just
guess
separated.
the amount of like worry I have.
Yeah.
Like I never thought that I would worry about like little things so much. Like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to trust his teachers?
Oh right.
And like
yeah.
trust like other people getting my kids there safe, or like just
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I guess
That's
I'm
true.
a worrywart, but it definitely like is. That's what's surprising to me is how much.
The level of anxiety, I think.
Yeah,
that
it's
kind
like
of,
the amount of love you have for the
Right.
kid and the amount of things that you know that could go wrong,
Right.
and then you're like constantly like checking yourself and being like,
Yeah.
okay, like is this safe? Do I trust them? And like letting them figure out life, because
Right.
you have to,
Yeah.
and you have to trust that they know their limits.
Right.
But then you also have to trust that, I don't know. I think the amount of emotions you get as a mother is surprising to me. Because I never had that. And my parents were always like, you'll understand
Yeah, I know.
when you become a mother.
It's so true.
And I was like,
I was like, what are you talking about?
and then I became a mom, and I'm like, damn, dude, mad
Oh.
respect for you guys.
Yeah, you-
like,
Oh my gosh. I know exactly what you're saying, for
You know?
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
so that's surprising, because, you know, my parents were right, I guess.
Yeah, they were right. I mean, really.
That's the most surprising thing, where my parents were right.
What is the best memory you have involving your child?
I guess watching him grow up, that's my favorite
Yeah.
memory, is just watching each stage that he goes through.
Yeah.
And, like, learning about him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I
yeah.
made this baby,
Right.
and he's, like, developing his own sense of humor and this
Right.
and personality. So it's not really a memory,
right.
but, like, I have a shit ton of good memories
It's
with
all
him.
right every day. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So-
I just think like, just the snuggling, like the closeness, like,
Yeah.
because someday that's gonna go away, and like
Oh, yeah.
I keep thinking about that. Like I can't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's just like I try to hold in those
That's
moments. and
another
memories,
hard
like,
thing about being a mom.
Yeah.
They're gonna grow up.
They're gonna grow up. Oh. Ugh. Anyway, so I think you're right though. I think it's just like constant memories. Like
Yeah.
everything is so important. Like every piece of artwork that your child brings home from school or makes at home, like
Mm-hmm.
it's precious.
No,
Like,
yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
not one main moment. I mean, other than like maybe like having your child, maybe like that's. But
Yeah.
like bringing them into the world,
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, what was the most exciting milestone?
I just love all of them.
I know they're all great. They really are.
Like when they stop breastfeeding, I'm like, oh wow, like you're on your own, or like, you know, potty train was definitely a big thing. I felt really proud. I was like I
That's a
just
big
want
deal.
to talk about it all the time. And it's
Yeah.
probably annoying,
No.
but I think that was a huge thing, because I was like, that is like his.
Independence or something.
Yeah, like I don't know, that was huge for me. Like going to the like first dentist appointment, any first,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
any first really is just like,
It really is. Yeah, and they never end. I mean,
I know.
just one that just pops in my head is just like when they say like mom or something, like mama
yeah.
or whatever. Like they actually refer
The
to you as
words.
that, and like mommy. Like I don't know. Yeah, the words. I don't know. Like I think that's just because that's they're communicating now,
Yeah.
like with words, and it's like holy crap, you can talk. Like
Yeah.
it just happens
And
overnight.
you can like communicate
Right.
to each other. Like, I don't need to read your mind.
Right.
You know?
What is the worst thing your child has ever done?
Desi.
Yeah, it'll be does. Gabriel's. He hasn't. Although Gabriel, my youngest, is very like adventurous, climbs on everything. I wouldn't say it's bad because he's
No.
exploring and stuff. He hasn't really. So he's younger. He hasn't done anything really bad. Desmond, my oldest, he's gonna be 3 in April. Here,
He's a wild child.
he's kind of wild, but
You know what he reminds me of? Did you ever watch Wild Thornberrys?
no.
There's like this little kid, and he's like going crazy, and he's like, and every
That's
time,
exactly Desmond.
I'm just like, it's Des.
That's
like,
Des. Oh
He's
yeah.
like ready to fight. He's
yeah.
all over the place. He's naked.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true. He loves to be naked. No, but the one thing is like, so his daycare teacher emailed me and was like, sent me a picture. She's like, your child like did this, and the picture was like a kid's neck with a huge scratch in it, like blood. It like drew blood, and I'm like, holy freaking crap! This kid's like I know. So she's like, you gotta come pick him up, because she's like, when you break the skin, like we send the kids home, and I'm like,
just-
well, they're kids. I know.
Like, it's just Desi.
It's just Desi. I know, right? But I'm like, he's too young to understand. They do that. He pinches and stuff, which is a whole other thing. Anyway, I'm like, and I totally this is bad. I totally like ghosted her, and I like ignored the email pretty much. I was like, well, I acknowledged the email, but I'm like, I can't, because we're at work. I'm like, I'm not gonna pick him up for that. Like, discipline him. Do what you have to do. But like, kids are gonna do this kind of stuff, unfortunately. But it was bad. Like, the picture was like red, like blood. And I'm like, holy crap, like. He's getting better, you guys.
She's
He's
gonna
getting
watch
better.
this. She's gonna be like, that bitch.
I know. No, we're not. I did not name drop. You have no idea who it is. No. Anyway, but yeah, right. No, that's probably the worst thing. To be honest, yeah, that he's ever done. So anyway, what has Henrik done? That's naughty.
Eating that fucking rubber hand.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You wanna go into detail?
So the worst thing he's done so far,
Recently, right?
which, you know, I can't really punish him for it, but like, you know, kids, mouth, things. He went to the dentist, and I was like, yay, I'm gonna give you a toy, which they gave him. And I was like, well, you get to keep it. So instead of like a bouncy ball like that big, I was like, that's a choking hazard. I'll give him the next best choice, which was like the slimy hand that you can like put on your finger and like whip it, you know? And long story short, he ate it whole and shit it out whole.
Whole. Oh, a little hand sticking out of the poop, like a little rubber.
So,
oh my god.
The poop grabbed onto the hand. The hand was like, I'm coming with you.
Oh my god. But can you imagine if you had to pull it out of his butt?
No,
like
my mom
you
had
to pull it out of his butt.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I was on FaceTime with my mom, and we were potty training, and I'm just like, he doesn't like pooping. Like, boys do not like pooping on the potty.
No, they don't.
So I'm like, just keep putting it on him. He's gonna cry, whatever. And like, she's yelling. She's like, Emily, there's something wrong with him. She thought his intestines were coming out. And right when I seen it, I was like, oh my god, that's the slimy hand. Like, pull it out. She had to pull it out.
Oh my god, it's disgusting. Hey, man, you experience it all as a mom. Oh,
So,
it's
you know,
nuts. That's pretty bad. I know. Plus, it's a little hard.
I do watch my kid, like, all the time, but they're sneaky.
What is something that having a child has taught you? Responsibility, focusing on somebody else, like 100%, not you, like giving up yourself for somebody else, I think. Sacrifice. Sacrifice! That's it for me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Having a child has taught me definitely, like, patience, but how to talk to kids.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've always been like the crazy fun aunt where I'm like, let's go. But having my own kid, I've definitely been taught how to just maneuver situations, like not getting too angry or not like having the patience to be like, okay, you're angry. I'm gonna put you first. I'm gonna talk to you. It's kind of like you put your kid first, like you were saying.
Well, yeah, but I get what you're saying. You're getting down to their level, like down.
Yeah.
And, like, to their
You
zone.
literally get down there.
You literally, physically. Yeah.
You hold their hands, and you talk to them.
Right. Eye to eye. Okay, did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age that you became a mom? I think for me, absolutely. Because I knew we were married for what, 6-7 years, I think, or 6 years at least. We did traveling, we got things done, got our jobs, all that stuff, and like So and I knew we're a whole different story, yeah. And we were encouraged to have kids early by some in-laws.
Really?
I mean, like, they want you to. My parents didn't really pressure me, but like, no, we didn't get any pressure. I shouldn't say that, but they always wondered. But no, they bring it out. No,
I know.
no, but
They're
I
probably
think
the opposite with me and Nick. They were like,
I
already?
Oh no, I think everyone's different. But no, for me, I want to get stuff done. Like I just wasn't ready, and I think at 32, I was like, yeah, this is good. We're ready. I'm good. Yeah, I think it was perfect. So what about you?
Yeah, I've always just wanted to be a mom.
Yeah, you really, you're a great mom, and you're
I popped out of my mom being like, I'm about to be a mom.
Let's get this started. Let's do it. Let's do it. Describe your child in a single sentence. I can't do a sentence structure. I can do words.
Love him, little sweetheart. Crazy boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Period.
That's it. That's perfect. Yeah, like I would have to say crazy for Duz too. But he's loving too in a way, in his own special way. He's a little rough and tough, definitely, like, because they like to wrestle. He's a little wrestler. But rambunctious, intuitive. I don't know.
Desi's very smart.
He's smart. Yeah, I feel like he's smart. I mean, they're all smart in their own way, but anyway.
Desi's smart. He's like a crazy, untamable,
little soul,
loving, smart child.
Yeah. There you go. I like that. We'll finish on that. Gabriel is just like, he likes to get into trouble, like for sure. Like, and he looks at you get the look, like where he's about to do something naughty, and like so he likes to get into trouble. So he's the troublemaker, little boy, that's a little bit quiet and like sneaky and goofy too at the same time. I don't know.
He likes cuddles.
He likes to cuddle, yeah.
And then this one, I don't even know.
Who knows?
We don't even.
And we don't know what the gender is. So boy, girl, we don't know. We've got all boys, you
Maybe
guys.
the girl
all
will
boys.
calm him down and be like,
Yeah.
"Can you guys stop? Collect your guys' self."
Yeah.
Like,
she's gonna keep them in mind.
Yes, queen. You tell them.
Yeah.
Go.
Last question. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom?
I'm less fun to my friends.
You're less fun. You're fun in a different way.
I have obligations now.
Yeah. I think that's really it. Like, you just totally change your focus, like, on your kids.
You just kind
But
of
it's good.
lose yourself a little bit.
You lose yourself, but you gain
recreate
yourself.
yourself.
Right, you recreate yourself.
I think
You transform into something beautiful.
Powerful.
Powerful, yeah. Amazing, strong.
It is one of the best things.
Tear, where's the tissue?
I mean, I think I'm like still like the goofy self and stuff, but I'm definitely like, I feel like I'm very like mommy, where I'm like, Henrik, don't do that. You know, it's like there's a whole other side to you where you're like, whoa, I didn't know I had that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your mom is now you, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a mom.
Yeah.
Like I'm a mom.
Yeah. I'm a motherfucking mom.
I'm your mom.
Definitely, you're cool. We're cool moms, aren't we? We'll take that label. Yeah, I think the one thing I can think of is just like how you can stand up for something because it's like your kid. Like I was always like, I'm afraid of confrontation, that type of thing. You know, I don't like that. But now I have kids. Like you're like mama bear. You turn like a mama bear where you will like stand up and be like, do not talk to my kid that way, or
I
do
will
not
be passive aggressive.
I will be passive aggressive, right? I will email you. I won't call you on the phone, but I'm gonna email you all the crap and like.
I don't want to talk to you in person,
No.
but I'm gonna let you know how I feel somehow. It's definitely changed a lot of dynamics and relationships with friends. I think that's one of the hardest things I've had to deal with.
Yeah.
Maybe because I am so young and people aren't having babies, but they just don't, like, you don't understand
You
what
can't
you don't
relate.
understand.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't relate to your friends if they don't have kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is hard. That's for sure hard.
Does that answer all your questions?
Are you guys ready to be a mom? No, you're never ready, but you're ready. Hey, say something down below. Comment down below. What are your thoughts about being a mom? If you are a mom or whatever the case is, comment down below. With that, thank you guys for coming by today. Thanks for hanging out with my Emily and I. It was a pleasure. It was so much fun. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. You guys take care. We'll see you again very, very soon.